Galactic charges around $600,000 per seat, which, let's be honest, few can afford. Not to mention the environmental impact of actually producing the hydrogen fuel in the first place, which can be energy intensive. Then, of course, there's the obvious fact that Blue Origin is owned by Jeff Bezos, the founder.
I feel dumb around you. Anyway, when you sang in space, alien communication satellites picked up the sound waves. And they loved it. I knew I felt a connection when I was in space for real. I sensed the magic of the universe coursing through my foof. No, they transmitted this message to us.
Earth was shaking in Van Horn, Texas this morning for the ladies-only Blue Origin rocket launch. Katy Perry, Gayle King, and Jeff Bezos' fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, became the first group of women ever to visit outer space in a giant.
Things are seriously blowing up behind the scenes right now after news leaked that the Simpsons writers are secretly working on a savage parody of Katy Perry's failed Blue Origin spaceflight.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the capsule that we have been training in for the last few days. Here I am. Seat number 2. Here on the New Shepherd. I think I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing a little bit. I gotta sing in space. And these are all of my astronaut girly friends. We are the Taken Up Space.
The storyline is said to be brutal, and when word got back to Katy, she completely lost it. Her intense reaction has only added more fuel to the fire, making the drama even worse. So what exactly are the writers planning to roast? And why is Katy so desperate to stop the episode from airing before it even drops? Stick around, because the details are even crazier than you'd expect.
6 women flew to the internationally recognized boundary of space. Their launch used a fully reusable rocket developed for space tourism and was fueled by liquid oxygen and hydrogen, meaning no carbon emissions were released during flight. Katy Perry sang "What a Wonderful World," and the crew became female pioneers, representing Blue Origin's 11th human journey to the edge of space. In terms of contributing to research into human space travel and inspiring young women into science, it's great, right? Well, people are pointing out that there was only one.
The writers are reportedly pulling directly from Katy's real post-flight interviews, cranking up the drama for laughs in true Simpsons style. When Katy found out what was happening, her team went into full-blown panic mode. They slammed the project as a targeted attack and called it a massive misrepresentation of her true intentions. Sources say her team fired off a flurry of heated calls and frantic emails to the network, pleading for the episode to be scrapped or at least toned down. But instead of backing off, all the behind-the-scenes drama only seemed to fuel the Simpsons crew's excitement. Now, the controversy is burning hotter than ever.
Maria, I just want to congratulate you on being the first astronaut to sing in space for real. Thanks, Jeff. It was one small step for women, one giant leap for my lifetime's tour. By the way, it's Captain Perry now. I know you're just a simple businessman, but I went to space for real. That makes me Space Captain Perry. Excuse me, Captain. Hello? We have a problem. You need to get down here right away. All right, we'll be right there. What's the problem? Please, Jeff. You don't know as much about this stuff as I do. I sang in space for real, after all. So what's the problem? Man, for some reason I feel dumb around you. Anyway, when you sang in space, alien communication satellites picked up the sound waves. And they loved it. I knew I felt a connection when I was in space for real. I sensed the magic of the universe coursing through my foof. No, they transmitted this message to us. Greetings. I am Superlin, captain of the non-binary from the planet Endopharma. My species is gender fluid, so our pronouns can morph from Z-Zim to Bleep Blorp at any moment. And we pee out of our big green jugs. When we heard Katy Perry sing, it was triggering for us. I mean, who the hell makes a real spaceflight about themselves by trying to sing to an entire planet without consent?
Insiders are spilling that the Simpsons team has been quietly cooking up an episode that takes direct aim at Katy's space adventure. And let's just say, it's not a cute look. Early drafts of the episode reportedly feature a cartoon version of Katy completely freaking out over minor issues in zero gravity, struggling with even the most basic tasks, and holding a series of over-the-top emotional press conferences once she's back on Earth. It's clear the writers aren't holding back, and the parody is shaping up to be one of their most savage yet.
5 more words.
Katy Perry regrets space flight. Michelle, sad story. Katy Perry reportedly regrets making the all-female Blue Origin ride such a big spectacle. And she especially regrets the video from inside the pod being released after all the backlash she's gotten. Do you feel bad for her?
No.
No.
No, not even. It's okay. Leave Flynn up there. Flynn, bye.
Origin's 10-minute space flight worth it for the planet, whilst the all-female launch carrying the likes of Katy Perry and Lauren Sanchez has made history. It's also being called a gluttonous
This
flight.
isn't one of these things where we're like women have gone to space, real space, been in space, died in space. Real women astronauts have gone to space. Wasn't a space station who...
What was supposed to be a huge history-making moment for women in space ended up looking more like a glittery Instagram stunt, and fans weren't buying it. Instead of celebrating a real achievement, the whole mission came off like a billionaire's influencer getaway. Rather than being remembered as a trailblazer, Katy's space story turned into a cautionary tale about how you just can't fake sincerity. And now, with The Simpsons gearing up to turn the whole ordeal into TV gold, it looks like Katy's crash landing isn't over just yet.
This is all for the benefit of Earth.
You care about Mother Earth, and it's about Mother Earth, and you're going up in a spaceship that is built.
Was Blue Origin
Katy Perry, I just want to congratulate you on being the first astronaut to sing in space for real.
Thanks, Jeff. It was one small step for women, one giant leap for my lifetime's tour. By the way, it's Captain Perry now. I know you're just a simple businessman, but I went to space for real. That makes me space
Feel really
captain.
connected to that strong, divine feminine right now.
What are you guys gonna do up in space? What are you doing up there?
Space mission this morning. That's end time. This is beyond.
All right, let's rewind for a second and talk about how this whole mess even started, with the highly publicized all-female flight. Picture this, a rocket launch featuring the first ever all-female crew. Sounds legendary, right? Like one of those "we made history" moments everyone rallies behind. But that's not really how it played out. 6 women boarded a Blue Origin rocket, you know, Jeff Bezos' billion-dollar space toy, and took off, with the media hyping it up as the dawn of a new era for women in space. But when the internet caught wind of what really happened, the reaction was far from applause. People weren't impressed, and that's when things started to unravel.
People. Gayle King we don't know how smart she is. All we know is that she's friends with Oprah. That's how she's gotten every gig she's ever gotten. And then you got Katy Perry, who spent her big moment spending more time looking inside the camera than outside the craft, because she was too obsessed with showing us the little things she'd brought to space and making sure she was seen on camera with her doe-eyed little look. And so
I don't like that people are calling it a ride. A ride, you know, you never see a male astronaut who's going up in space and they said, oh, he took a ride. We actually duplicated the route that Alan Shepard did. No one said he took that ride. Yeah. It's always referred to as a flight or a journey. So I feel that that's a little disrespectful to what the mission was and what the work that Blue Origin does.
I thought that they got a lot of respect. I was a little surprised at this.
It was a ride. You're not an astronaut. She said she was on the mission.
Instead of a celebration, people were cringing. Some even argued that it felt more like a step backward than real progress. And here's why. The entire flight lasted just 11 minutes, and out of that, the crew only experienced weightlessness for about 4 minutes. That's barely enough time to finish a snack, let alone make history. So, yeah, it didn't exactly get the standing ovation they were hoping for.